Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your board. Yeah, P-Funk, thinking right out here. What I do, what I do for you. I got a nice lesson for you today. Some of y'all gonna like it. You know how we do. So let's get started. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storyteller, story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in and receiving them. The numbers are looking good. We got a good thing going. Let's rock. Right Thinker's mission, and that's what I'm on, and you know the deal, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. We living in the material world. We need to get back to spirituality. That's what my thing is. That's what I do for you. Let's go. Right thinking is a way of life spiritually through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is to get all right thinkers to know themselves through study, perseverance, and practice of the philosophy that I set forth. And once you do that, you know for yourself it works for you just like it worked for me. Let's go. That's my mission. It should be your goal. I asked the question, excuse me. Do you know you? It's rhetorical, but it has to be understood by all right thinkers. You have to know thyself to be a right thinker. If you're not, you don't have knowledge of yourself, you're a right thinker in training. Let's go. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not. They're simple. You can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes or think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself. And to my yacht, be true. I got some good stuff coming up for you with that. But today, let's talk about something. This is near and dear to my heart because it's personal and it's real. Again, right thinkers, let's talk about how to know if you're serving a right now God. Every morning at 6:30, after I do my morning prayer, meditation, and workout, me and my pastor, best friend, have a morning conversation and prayer daily. That's what we do. And we use a phrase. We serve a right now God. And unless you have that experience, you say, what you mean right now God? No, no, no. A lot of y'all say, well, God do everything in his time. Yeah, but if you serving the right God, you serve a right now God. If I need you now, I need it now. And if you can't give it to me when I need it, I might have to switch gods. Moving on, just the concept. Okay, let me tell you right quick. Yeah, I just told you. My pastor and I both know that we serve what we call a right now God daily. Why? Every day we share our previous day's blessings. And the only way you're going to get blessed or will be blessed on a daily basis is to what? You live right on a daily basis. That's what a right now God does. You don't, no. You put the work in, you get paid. Simple as that. No putting a week in the whole temporary on you know, none of that nonsense. That's the concept. Watch this. I start my day, I just told you, with morning prayer, meditation, workout at the gym. This is all done before the sun comes up. I'm up at 3:30, right in that area where I get up and do what I do while everybody else is doing what they do. Old school, did the same thing. I was a night out. We did the house. Our shift was from 11 to 7. we did the graveyard. So I was raised on that concept. So even today, it still serves me to get up early and do what I need to do. Okay. So, and then I say, after that, I have my conversation in morning prayer with my pastor. That's about 6:30. I'm doing this now. It's about 6:52. Why? I done did my conversation. Then I come do this daily routine. Let's go. Doing what I do to help enlighten you. It's part of my life. What you choose to do with this is yours, but I'm here to do what I do to serve you. Now, I remember being told, watch this, everyone don't want to talk about God all the time. They ain't gonna talk about God all the time. It ain't about that. But if you're God conscious, God will be in the conversation. Now, if you one of the people, I don't want to talk about God. My man. That's what the ego stands for. Ego is edging God out. So when you're around people, you got to be religious, you got to be spiritual. But if you're around people who don't want to indulge in God conversation, leave them be. Simple as that. Why? They don't want God. That's fine. That's their choice. Free will. But guess what? They get in trouble. First thing they're gonna call us who? There you go. So understand that. I'm trying to talk about young people. Make friends with God. Get God conscious when you're in a good place. So then you can do what? Stack up blessings by doing the right thing, being obedient to God. And when you need Him, He'll be right on there. That's a right now God. And you deposit in the bank of God when you're doing good things for yourself. Not what people see, it's what I got the eye. That's the purpose. All seeing, knowing all, your heart and your actions. Watch this now. But when I told my best friend and pastor, now this was about 10 years ago, hmm when I was on my crusade, and I was all wild, I thought I was crazy, but yeah, I was adamant and I was obsessed with God, so they said. So, and guess what? When I got that conversation, I told my pastor, he said, well, Brother Wright, whenever you want to talk about God, call me. We talk every day. I said it's been over 10 years now. Okay. I have gotten so good with earning blessings. I look forward to it no matter what it is. They say give it to God, man. I'm good at that. Why? I done been learned that concept. But what? I do my work to serve him. I'm deposited my stuff in the bank of God with good deeds and performances. What do you do for God to get what you want when you're asking for something from him? Moving on. God is like our parents. If your children be obedient to what you tell them to do, you will reward them. You can't reward them and they're not doing what you tell them to do, first of all. And I don't understand that concept as a parent. We didn't have a choice. The kids, when I was coming up, we didn't have a choice. You did what you was told or else. We ain't doing that. But the concept we talk about serving your higher self, which is God. And blessings are your proof if you're serving a right now God. Why? Again, people only call on God when they're in a situation. I'm gonna do a lesson now called adversity in life. He give you adverse situation to see how you handle them. And most of us don't do well. Just saying. I tell you, belief systems, okay, followers, religions, people, going to church, okay, to the mosque or the synagogue, don't make you a servant of God. Okay, you just ritual. That's a ritual. That's you're going through the motions. Everybody sees that. But the work that you put in will make the mystical experience happen for you. All that fanfare for God means nothing. Okay, going through the rituals again. That's what I'm talking about. Of a weekly situation won't earn you blessings daily. It's what you do in between that church visit and serving the Lord on your terms when you got to do what you got to do on a daily basis. That's where the blessings come from. That's called stacking up what? Your blessings, the bank of God. Some days you might not need a blessing. Why? Ain't no adverse situation coming your way. You just go through the motion. Everything's cool. You doing your thing. So you just stacking up blessings. Okay. For what? When you need them. That's what they say. It's better to have blessings and don't need them than to need a blessing and don't have none. coming. Why? You didn't put the work in to earn them. So that's like going to a job or going somewhere expecting to get a check that you didn't put no work in for. We ain't got nothing for you. Same concept. But watch this. But I know that if you perform a selfless service, that's what right thing is all about, daily in your life. And that's the way to know you're serving what? Right now, God. Why? You putting the work in right now, and whenever you're in need of that blessing, He'll give it to you right then. I hear him say, well, God don't work in our time, He work in His time. If His time ain't on my time, we on the same time frame. It's conceptually, but I don't do that. If I need you now, Lord, and I call on you, you know I'm in need. So if you ain't there then, I'm moving on. True servants, watch this, here we go. And that's what I claim to be of God will what? Perform good deeds. It ain't about, oh, I'm a true servant of God. No, it ain't what you say, it's in what you do. That's what He sees, the heart, aka live right, when daily. And if ever in need of a blessing, when you will get it, right then when you need it, aka a right now God. I'm enjoying this. Why? Because I'm getting across my point. Hopefully, I ain't religious by no stretch. I'm spiritual, okay? But that's what God is. God is spirit. Now you got to put it into a philosophical concept that you can understand and hopefully get your point across, and they can understand it, and then they can live it and implement it and use it and profit thereby. Sound familiar, Mama, son, and brothers? When you giving esoteric lessons, you want them to understand the meaning of it. Why? That's the true meaning of what's going on. A lot of people just get the top layer. You got to go a little deeper. That's why I dwell. When you're constantly, listen, depositing into the blessing bank of God, what you talking about? Doing the right thing for the right reason. Just because. Why? It don't make a difference how they act. It don't make a difference what the situation is. You do the right thing, and that's what you earn your blessings. That's how you earn them. Don't wild out and think you're gonna be blessed. No. Well, they did. Once you lower yourself to that level, like the pastor say, you can't wallow in the mud with the pig and claim you ain't the pig. Can't tell. So it ain't in what you say, it ain't what you think. It's what your eye read, with your actions. That's what God recognizes, aka the all seeing. Now, the non-receiving of blessings prove what? That you're not serving a right now God. Maybe not a God at all. You can't expect a blessing if you ain't putting the work in. Really? That don't make no sense. If you're atheist, you're a non-believer, you can't expect to be blessed. If you're praying daily, watch this, and you're still catching hell, who you praying to? What? And you're getting no blessings, you should check out who you serving. But first of all, check out yourself. Am I worthy? Am I earning the things I'm asking for? You don't go to the Lord and pray and ask Him for something when you ain't did nothing. Let's go. Moving on. When you're ego driven, and most of us are, that's who we identify with. And if you're ego driven religiously, that just means you're a crooked religious leader. Watch this. Watch this. You will talk God and gain, but talk God, you talk a good God game, but guess what? You ain't really down. As my pastor said, you ain't doing the right thing, so you a perpetrator. And guess what? God knows that. Maybe the people that you talking to on Sunday in the pulpit don't know that, but He do. So moving on. You can fake, watch this, your fellow man and women out with your BS, but you can't fool yourself, aka God. He knows what? The heart. That's where He dwells. So you know what your intentions are. You already know before you do them. That's what they say. Moving on. Watch this. Now, those who perpetrate being God's service, it's a lot of y'all. I can't. This is unbelievable how this is getting ridiculous to me. But for all you perpetrators being God's service, that means you crooked pastors, mega church brothers are what? Are crooked preachers. Simple as that. Ain't no two ways to put it. If you're not serving, you're serving yourself, and that's just wrong. And that's why what I claim spirituality, not no religion. Why? Because if you're gonna serve God, serve him on your own terms. That's what I do. I don't need you. No, I don't need none of y'all to serve God. If you do like my pastor do, live right, do what you're doing, no matter what you claim, we can negotiate. We can talk. Why? We're doing the same thing, just a different format. But it's the same thing, serving your higher self. What? Putting in the work. That's what a lot of us fall short. Well, Cain and Abel. One put in the work and one didn't. It's just that simple. All these are just metaphors and allegorical stories to get you to understand you control all that you do. And that I got judgment thing coming up again, breaking it down for you a little bit plainer. You are dictator of your destiny. Your fate stays in your hand. And you are your judge. Moving on. When you're serving God, most religions that claim serving God is my way of life. Spirituality don't need to be a religion. No, it's a way of life. Again, that's why I think the philosophy is my way of life. We all claim to serve God, okay? But not all of us serve who? The right now God. Why? A lot of us serve ourselves. That's the ego God. That's the self. He can bless you. Trust me. Right thinking philosophy gives you self-knowledge. What? To know thyself. And who? God. That's the right now God. You knowing thyself gets you connected to the right now God. And the thing that you have to do will put you in position. I'm trying to help you with that. That's all I got for you. I see a lot of spiritually ignorant people claiming to be God's children or the chosen ones of God. That's nonsense. God don't choose. You choose to be or do who you want to serve for yourself. It ain't got nothing to do with this God you claiming. No, you need to go know for yourself. That's where it starts. That's why I think the philosophy job to get you to know that God ain't out there. God's in here. If you're God, watch this. If you're still believing in God, watch this. Become a right thinker and know God. That's the right now God that I serve. If your God is not blessing you when you're in need of a blessing, you already know. I ain't gonna tell you no more. Why? You got the wrong God, or you doing the wrong things. One or the other. Okay. Watch this. Why? Real God servants recognize real God servants. And I see a lot of y'all who claim to be God's servants who don't look familiar to me at all. Sorry about that. Let me wrap this up. Yeah, let me get this. Okay, I'm about right. Okay, now, the last one. Appreciate you tuning in. But you need to be taking stock. And if these are things that's happening to you, either you or who you doing it for, something's wrong there. But right thinkers, you know the difference. Watch this. Right thinkers are what? We serve a right now God. Why? Because we know thyself. With self-knowledge, being spiritually enlightened, whatever you want to call it, you know how to what? Serve God in your deeds, in your righteous actions. When? Daily. Simple as that. If you're Christian, Muslim, or Jew, you can do the same thing. I don't have no problem with that at all. But this is what you do. And what happens in return? He will serve you when? Right now. Lord, I'm in need of a blessing. When? Right now. Right now. I hear the song. I laugh. Why? Because they talk a good game. Oh, that sound good. But if you ain't living it, it's all for naught. Watch this. Knowledge ain't the power. Ain't the power. No, we got a bunch of people with knowledge and intellect. It's using that knowledge for the right purpose. That's the power. When I say right now, God, I mean the God in you who knows just what you're in need of and will supply it. Ain't that what he's supposed to do? So again, y'all talk a good game. Spiritually, I live a good game. That's the difference. Yeah, I get a little annoyed. Sorry about that. You know how I get. There, this is my area. I ain't religious. I'm spiritual. Again, understand that. And I'm serious about God. When you're God conscious, here we go, and it's spelled with Conscience, meaning you know your heart. Your heart is what? Your guide to what? Living right. If you follow your heart, spiritual discipline, then your conscience will be led correctly, never astray and never the wrong way. Why? It only knows one way. Right. Allah, right thinking. Moving on. If you serve your God, Allah, it's the Bible, whoever, right now, knowing, excuse me, if you're serving your God, right? Now meaning living right daily. And no matter what name he go by or you call him, he will what? Bless you again. When? Right now. If you put the work in, then you get what you put in. You reap what you sow. If you're putting in good work for God, God will bless you and with the results for you. That's between you and him. I can't tell you half the blessings that I get. Why? Because if you're not having it for yourself, you could care less. But if you getting yours, we can share blessings. That's what me and my pastor do every day. Moving on. Okay, last one. I appreciate you tuning in. I know I'm serving what? A right now God. How? Because I'm being blessed. When? Right now. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. I enjoyed giving it to you. My man, this is for you. You know, we talked about it this morning. I'll let you know when I put it out. Peace.